I overshot my landing. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Pretty good.
So glad you could join us.
Did you
I live here.
skateboard in?
You know, I did. I did skateboard in on my wizard deck, which I'll show at the end of this.
Oh my
Promise.
goodness. Okay.
But is the wizard holding a sword? Because as you know, we
He's
only care about swords.
I'll show it right now. He actually shows he's holding a wand. Sorry, there's dog hair on a wizard deck. He is fighting a demon. That's pretty
Nice.
critical. Then on the back, we do have, it's not a sword, but we do have some abstract ninjas fighting like a white thing with an eyeball. It's a great deck. And then I have Union Jack wheels for Annie.
Love that. Thank you. I appreciate it. We all do.
How can I help?
All of
What are we
us.
learning? What are we talking about today?
I mean, we could keep talking about skateboards, but I suppose it's not the best of the CloudRadial social media account. So we are going to talk about our unified client portal.
Nice.
I think Annie's got some questions for you.
Yes. So first of all, for anybody who doesn't know, what is the difference between a unified client portal and a client portal?
That's a great question. That comes up a lot. And the unified in client portal means if the stuff inside of that portal actually works together and is intended to. We see a lot of people that can build their portals. We can see a lot of people that put stuff together, like for example, in SharePoint. And then is it a client portal? Well, if the client can log into it, then it's a client portal. So, right? But what we know is more effective and what is a lot more valuable both to MSPs and users is the unification of these features to talk to each other, to work, to be better together, makes for a better experience. And an example of that, like in CloudRadial, right? We talk about, say, ticketing. When you submit a ticket in one area and you can see the ticket, and then those statistics relate back to usage of your certain systems that you have. So maybe you submitted a ticket about your printer, then we can take that data and aggregate it, build dashboards. That data coming together makes for a unified experience, and that's a lot richer. It's a lot more valuable, and it's a lot more interesting. So huge difference in a regular portal that you can do a thing in, and then a unified portal that ties all those sub features together to tell a bigger story, and that's what we do.
Love that. You said it so fast. It was like a rap song.
I also have a rap YouTube channel. Good luck finding it, but it's there.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Where?
A lot of freestyle battles back in the
I
day.
will be hiring a private detective specifically for that.
Yeah, I'm going to find
some
it. That's what I'm going to
spitball.
spend my evening doing.
Oh God. Also, the next time we do this, I think the people are going to expect a rap. Like
Yeah.
you've said it. I don't know if we can
I
let
think
them
anytime
down.
somebody says I'm going to do a rap, then they're not very good at rapping, I think is the indicator, but that's me.
Well, we won't know unless you do it. You should probably
Right.
rap into your sword and then you can do a sword drop instead of a mic. Yeah.
My virginity is maintained. Thank you so much. No one's coming near me, that's for sure.
Oh man, it's going to be so hard to keep talking about a unified client portal.
I know. Now we have all these other ideas. But okay, so back to the portal then. You covered a lot in that question, so thank you. But in terms of like what value it adds to MSPs, what value does a unified client portal offer them?
Again, the biggest value that an MSP gets is they're actually understanding how the users that they have in that portal are interacting with their business. So one of the biggest challenges that MSPs have when they get the idea of a client portal is again, yes, step one is being able to use the features in it. So typical things in a client portal might include, like, again, ticketing is very common, perhaps training, maybe some reports, and that's fine. But the value of the unification is if you understand what people are interacting with or where the gaps are, not only do you have a better understanding of what you can, as an account manager at an MSP, for example, what you can talk to people about. So you see that there are gaps and lapses in maybe training they're not taking or reports they're not viewing or things that they are doing. Then you can focus in and refine the service you give to those clients. And at the end of the day, those are the people that pay the bills, right? So you render your services for clients. So it seems pretty obvious to us to make sure that you want to understand, know, and reinforce the good stuff and kick out the bad stuff so you can really synthesize the best possible experience. And you can only do that in a portal that shows you that usage, shows you and helps you understand it and helps you get feedback. So the unified part of that is actually very important to MSPs.
Yeah. Great second chorus. So now the final chorus of your rap song.
Let's do it.
what about MSP customers? Because I do think that when MSPs are selling the value of the unified client portal to their customers, they need to know exactly what they're getting to be able to sell it well. So what benefits would you say a customer gets?
Yeah, the other part that's really big, and if we're specifically talking about the unified part of it, this is where we look at it and kind of bifurcate it is a little simple, but let's just do it that way, where you have a typical user, and that typical user is the person whose day-to-day job is doing their stuff and not thinking about IT. So their job is probably, as far as the portal goes, they might be submitting some tickets, again, taking some training, viewing some documentation. And the big benefit to them is, again, knowing that they have one space, they can see all that stuff, and they're all relevant to their business is super important to getting their day-to-day done, right? So their day-to-day is not IT, it's whatever their actual job is, being an accountant or working in marketing. So knowing that they don't have to hop around a whole bunch of stuff, that they can get it all in one place, very important. Now, the other part of that is the decision maker. So the decision maker at a business is maybe the CEO or office manager, anybody kind of more important that needs to see more stuff. So they still need the stuff I just mentioned, and that's nice that they can get it in one place. But more importantly, they need to be able to see if the services they're paying for are being rendered. They need to see some reports about the other things that they're paying for. So whether it's backup or security or whatever have you. And then when you mix all that together, again, same thing. They want to be able to see it in a portal. They want to be able to communicate to it. So it's about a good experience. It's about proving the value. And it's about what we've always been really big on is eliminating trust. Trust is nice, but if you have something that you can see and you can verify and you can have conversations in, and again, that threading together of all that information makes it really easy for both the MSP and the client to meet in that one space and have these frank conversations that typically would be printed out or be talked about in some roundabout way. So a little bit of a different value proposition for each one, but again, it comes down to that central meeting point and how well the data in that meeting point flows together to tell the story for both of them.
Love that. I think everyone else is going to love that too. So with all of that mixed together, what specific features, or what maybe your favorite feature in CloudRadial's unified client portal can help MSPs to enhance customer satisfaction? Because I do think that when we talk about the portal, that is kind of the big selling point for our portal. It really does do that for MSPs. So what would you say is your top feature for enhancing customer satisfaction?
I think that what's that?
Did how you pick just one?
Well, the thing is that mine is a very strange take compared to the norm. So I'll say this. Most people come to CloudRadial to begin with ticketing because that is how they have been traditionally interacting with clients. So the de facto answer here is ticketing. And it's not about submitting a ticket or seeing the ticket or whatever. The experience that we provide, that any good portal should provide, a good client portal, is that we offer them a menu system. So the analogy I frequently give is if you give somebody like a blank sheet of paper, it's really hard to fill it out and understand what to put on there. But if you give them options, it's a lot easier for people to get to. And that's what we do. We offer them a nice catalog of available options, whether that's to submit a certain ticket or to order a certain thing. That narrows down your selection. That makes it a lot easier to get through. And then again, that experience of being able to pick the ticket, know it's going to the right team, being able to see it, being able to converse, and all this is within the portal, conversing with the technician, makes for a really great unified client experience because, again, you're getting that nonstop kind of flow of data within one spot. My favorite feature, which is seldom talked about, I think is super important, is actually the communication stuff in CloudRadial. So we do a lot of like broadcasts and banner messages because the simple question that comes up all the time is, if you're an MSP and you have a bunch of customers, how do you keep them up to date on what new stuff you sell, or if there's an outage, or if you want that centralized thing? A lot of MSPs struggle with that marketing and communication, and it makes a lot of sense to put that stuff inside of a portal and refer people to the portal. So not only is that going to increase adoption of the portal because people now know that's the spot to go to check if something's going wrong or if they need an update, but it's also just a great way to have that easy upfront communication to put it right in front of their faces every time. So either way, the experience is that they know that that is kind of the base of operations to work out of.
Brilliant.
The service catalog, it's true. I did not see that coming.
No, I didn't see that coming either.
One feature of CloudRadial, service catalog.
Like it. So that is the end of the questions. Where can people find a demo of the portal if they want to see it live in action?
Please email me personally at ricky@hotmail.com, and I will be happy to not answer your emails. Please go to demo.
Yeah, cloudradial.com
CloudRadial.
/demo.
CloudRadial.com/demo.
Yeah, and I actually think we actually have like a printed, like a not a printed, oh boy, PDF of our service catalog, which
Yeah, there's a lot of good tips, like even on how to set that up and use it. So like we have a lot of methodology that we put behind this stuff that actually makes sense in the long run, because there's the short-term things about when MSPs set this stuff up, a lot of the fears that happen with CloudRadial, but really anytime you're getting into something like building a unified client portal is how much is too much? Where do I start? Where do I stop? And to your point, Katrina, it's like we do our very best to make sure that people have a good starting point that we've again empirically tested against literally thousands of MSPs to know this is a good level to start. You can build off of that. And yeah, I think this is where you could learn more about a lot of these tiny factors that when put together between the courses and the service catalog or whatever will help you build a killer client experience, a killer unified client portal.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you. Drop the mic.
Should I skateboard away now?
Yeah, do
Drop
it.
the skateboard.
Great.
Yeah, roll away.
Okay,
Bye.
I don't have my skateboard down.
Oh.
Do not break your arm again.
Again. I was doing a pop shove it in a parking lot, as one does.
Oh.